As the year is coming to a close, I wanted to touch upon some of my favorite romances from this year. Why another romance video, you may ask? Because it's cold outside and I need something to warm me up. And romance anime is typically one of those genres that makes me feel nice and fuzzy on the inside. Granted, as a 25-year-old man, it's becoming really hard to find relatable romance anime as most of them take place in high school. However, that does not mean that all romance anime are created equally. And before I get into exactly what I mean by that, I want to apologize in advance. I have not watched the Spice and Wolf remake. I have not watched Kimi ni Todoke Season 3. And my worst offense is the fact that I still have not watched Apothecary Diaries. I would once again like to apologize to my audience. Granted, I think I should get a little bit of a pass on Apothecary Diaries as Season 2 is coming out very soon and it's not 100% a romance, but again, this is all my fault. I'm so sorry. With that out of the way, I will follow up on what I meant by not all romance anime are created equal. And what I mean by that is that this year we got a lot of variety when it comes to our romance. We got sports romance this year. That's pretty cool. We got some more college romance, some Russian tsundere romances. We even got some frozen gyarus from Hokkaido, and for at least me, most interestingly, we got some romance from the loser's perspective. Too Many Losing Heroines is an anime that has probably one of the strongest first episodes that I remember seeing in a while. It starts off with our main character, Nukumizu-kun, witnessing the rejection of the popular girl from school, Anna. Now, Nukumizu-kun, being the background character that he so claims to be, tries to ignore the situation that he just witnessed, but Anna is one of those type of girls that she won't let him live that down. So Nukumizu-kun and Anna spend some decent time together at the start of the series in order to kind of get her to forget about what happened at that diner. And from there on, Nukumizu-kun just keeps collecting all the L's. And by that, I mean all of the heroines who lose out to somebody else. If Nukumizu-kun was a Pokemon trainer, he would have all of the Bulbasaurs of the romance world. So Nukumizu starts off the series trying to help out these rejects, if you will. Now, we mentioned he's got Anna already, the popular girl, trying to get over her childhood crush, but then we have Lemon-chan, who is the track star of the high school, and then, last but certainly not least, we have Chika, the smut enjoyer. Now, aside from the very basic characteristics that I've already laid out, each of the heroines does have their own kind of quirks to them. And although they're all, teenage girls, they all interact with Nukumizu-kun in different ways, and I can appreciate that. They don't feel like your carbon cutout archetypes of the normal rom-com. And I think throughout this series, everybody's fleshed out pretty nicely. Sure, Anna and Nukumizu get the bulk of the screen time, but by the end of the series, I couldn't tell you that I had a distinct favorite character, aside from Nukumizu-kun, but that's just because he's a nerd. He's got what I like to call side character syndrome, where he thinks he's the side character, but in reality, unfortunately for him, he can't seem to catch a break. Because it's not just the main heroines who keep pulling him into their problems, but it's pretty much the entire cast of characters. Like, aside from his sister, maybe, I think the only character that really doesn't try to cause trouble for Nukumizu-kun is Mitsuki, but that's because he's denser than a tungsten cube. So the plot and characters, just as a foundation, are really solid. And fortunately for myself, A1 Pictures absolutely cooked with the animation. This is probably one of the best things that I've seen by them. And the music too is fantastic, but like the opening sequence in particular, although, it's not my favorite, it's so high energy that it gets you ready to watch this dumpster fire happen. There were plenty of times, because I watched this after it was finished airing, that I just couldn't put it down. Too Many Losing Heroines has so many moments where it can be silly, it can be lighthearted, and it can provide some pretty good banter. But it's also a series that, when it absolutely needs to, it will lock in and it will bring you in for an emotional ride. The last arc in particular is one of my favorites just because of the rawness of it. Like, you forget at times that these are just high schoolers trying to make the best of their teenage lives. But there's a couple scenes towards the end between Chika and Nukumizu-kun in particular that, for me, really cemented how great this series is. If you've watched a couple romance anime and you're looking for something new, Too Many Losing Heroines is one that I would totally recommend. Or, if you're a REM defender, this is also the anime for you. This is easily my favorite romance anime of the year, but let me know what you guys think. What's your favorite? Some honorable mentions for me are Alia, because that's definitely a unique perspective, I will say that. And if you're looking for something that isn't so much of a rom-com, I think A Sign of Affection was also really good this year. As I mentioned in my previous romance video, I think romance anime is in a good spot right now, and I'm totally looking forward to some of the stuff coming out next year, including Apothecary Diaries Season 2. I promise I will watch that before my next romance video. Otherwise, please continue with the fraud allegations. I'm so sorry. Thank you guys for your continued patience and your support. We are very close to 10 whole subscribers, which to me it's a lot. I appreciate at least 10 people coming back to watch these videos. But if you like what you see, please feel free to drop a like, subscribe, and share the video with everybody you know. I hope you guys have a wonderful holiday season, however you would like to celebrate it. This has been Soggy Taco, and I will see you guys in a video very soon. Hasta luego.